Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. And in this video I want to address a really important topic because it's probably something that affects all of us, which is which type of tea is the most health promoting and the most beneficial to us out of the three primary teas that are available to us in terms of black tea, green tea and white tea. Okay, which is the most beneficial? Because these are the most consumed drinks in the world. Alongside coffee, tea is the most consumed beverage in the world, and black tea, green tea, and white tea all come from the same tree, the same plant. They're the same leaves. They're just processed and prepared differently. So, which type of tea should we be drinking? What's best for us and why. So, firstly, I want to talk about what's the difference between those three types of tea. Secondly, talk about what are the evidence based benefits. And thirdly, look at which one packs the biggest punch. So, firstly, white tea. Probably one of the least commonly used types of teas, but getting much more popular these days. So, white tea is harvested from the tea plant when the leaves are still slightly shut. They haven't opened properly and they're covered in lots of very tiny white hairs, hence the name. And then they're simply dried and packaged. That's it. So they're the least processed type of tea. Green tea comes from the same plant, but it's where the leaves are properly opened. They've opened up fully, then they're harvested, and then they're dried. Okay, so they're a little bit more developed. Okay, black tea, again, the same plant, but it's where the leaves are picked, but then they're bruised and they're crushed to open them up to the air, and then they oxidize, which gives them a much richer, deeper taste, but it's also what gives it the black color because they've been damaged, they've oxidized out. So hence the different colors between the teas. But which one of those is healthiest? Which one is best for us? And to do that, to answer that question, we need to look at what actually are the health benefits of tea. What's the evidence? Why are they so, why is it such a beneficial drink? What does the evidence say? And if we're looking at that question and answering that question, primarily the health benefits of tea, which is, at this stage is important to emphasize. These are profound health benefits. The benefits of drinking tea upon our health and risk factors for disease are so powerful. And much of that benefit comes down to something called a polyphenol, a plant-based chemical, particularly something called EGCG, which is a type of catechin, a plant-based chemical. And there are three or four areas where the evidence around the regular consumption of these catechins is so important. The first one is heart health. Okay, the evidence is pretty clear that people who are regularly drinking tea, okay, and that's around the 2 to 3 cups a day mark, have significantly lower blood pressure. Okay, it relaxes the arteries and it can result in a significant reduction in the risk of heart disease, somewhere around the 20% mark. So, regular tea drinkers have a 20% lower risk of heart disease in comparison to non tea drinkers. And that's primarily because of the impact of these catechins on the health of our arteries and the health of our heart walls. Okay, so really important benefits there. Secondly, in terms of cancer prevention, this is really a really important area, okay, because these catechins, this EGCG, is one of the most tested and one of the most powerful anti-cancer nutritional molecules yet really studied in detail. And the reason for that is we know that EGCG can induce cancer cell death. Okay, a process called apoptosis. It can trigger a message within cancer cells to self-destruct. That's been correlated with lower rates of invasion, slower progression rates. It's also been shown to stimulate our immune cells' ability to destroy cancer cells in the tumor microenvironment, so actually in the tumor itself. So these compounds have very clear anti-cancer benefits, and that's been tested in a wide variety of cancers. And in many ways, that gives a nod to why lots of cancer rates in the East, particularly Japan, where they consume very high levels of green tea, are so much lower. The research suggests that it's the regular, quite heavy intake of green tea that's probably having this preventative impact upon lots of different cancers. Another really important benefit of tea consumption that I think is so relevant to us in the West is its ability to regulate blood sugar. Okay, so really compelling evidence to show how regular tea consumption can help the body regulate insulin production more effectively, can regulate and optimize the sensitivity of our cells to insulin, and through doing so, better regulate and balance blood sugar. And given that bad blood sugar regulation is a really big risk factor for obviously diabetes, but also things like heart disease, metabolic syndrome, lots of cancers, Alzheimer's. That alone is a profound benefit of drinking tea regularly. We know that regular tea drinkers have much better blood sugar regulation. And last but not least is neurological diseases. Okay, so how's this for a study? Individuals who drink 3 cups of tea a day have on average 35% lower risk factors for developing Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. Okay, that's a profound gain. Why? Because these EGCGs, these catechins, these chemicals in tea, help to prevent the clumping of protein in the brain, which is a risk factor for both of those diseases. Okay, so if we summarize that, these are massive benefits. Heart disease, cancers, Alzheimer's, diabetes, Parkinson's disease. These are some of the most prevalent and lethal diseases in our world, and there's evidence to show that tea can help mitigate or reduce the risk factors for them. But which tea is best? Which tea packs the biggest punch? Well, in third place is black tea. It has the lowest level of these catechins, these polyphenols, these EGCGs, because it's oxidized. Okay. In second place, and this might surprise you, is green tea. Green tea is still absolutely jam-packed with these health-boosting chemicals, but at a slightly lower level. White tea comes out top. White tea is the top-ranked form of tea in terms of health prevention. Why? Because it contains up to 60% more of these catechins and these EGCG chemicals, which are the health-giving, disease-preventing benefits. Okay, so all tea is good. Black tea is still incredibly healthy for us, but maybe just aiming to substitute 1, or 2 cups of tea to make them green, or better still, white, is going to significantly ramp up the gains we get. Okay, so really important health boosting practice there. Okay, any questions, let me know in the comments. Please do subscribe to the channel so you stay updated when new videos are released every week, and I will see you soon.